It's another full a full epidemic, a full EpiPen, a full episode of the Sleepers Podcast. I'm Cart. Greg's here with me. What's up, Greg?
What's going on? Cart?
How are you, G?
I would make a weird looking Greg, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you don't hit as a Greg at all. No.
I don't think you hit as a Carter either, respectfully.
Ooh, I think I could pull off Cart better than you could pull off G.
Why do I feel like I shouldn't take this well?
Well, I feel like Cart's a name that's just a little more popular in pop culture these days, whereas Greg is like a weird old gross name. And you're not a weird old gross man. You're you're the cool guy. It's hard to be the cool guy and be Greg.
I disagree. Gregory hits a little bit. I think Gregory is very much underrated.
If you're throwing the re into it, maybe, but
Well, okay. Well, here's a good test of this. I think you look like a Greg. How do you take that?
bad
Why?
because it's Greg.
I,
Like
I
it's
mean,
not one of those names, you know?
you want to go by Gigi? Like Gigi Jackson?
Gigi Hadid,
Gigi Waddell?
Gigi Bryant, rest in peace.
Yeah, Gigi Waddell kind of goes crazy.
Was his daughter's name Gigi?
Yeah, Gigi. It was G-I-G-I, Gianna. Yeah. If you ever
Yeah, I'm
heard a
okay
girl,
with being Greg.
okay. Well, I'm okay with being Carter too, because I
I
already
just
told.
think I could pull off Carter though. Like there's a lot of Carters that I know that I feel like I have the general aesthetic of.
I mean, your nephew. His name is Carter.
A couple others.
What other Carters come to mind?
Carter Wentz, a kid that I coached in high school hoops, who was
Wentz.
basically me as an archetype. Yeah.
Wentz. Okay, Carter Wentz. Any other Carters in your life?
Just a couple other like high school aged children that I know about named Carter that are Caucasian children.
Good to know that you know a lot of high school Caucasian kids named Carter.
I
That's
coach, man. I know a lot of kids. I coach.
it. Touch the youth.
I mean, you're definitely more tapped into the youth than I am.
I am the youth.
I would expect someone named Carter to be the youth.
That's crazy. You're the only Greg I know.
Right, which is an indictment on the name.
I guess that's one way to look at it. Should we get to the YouTube comment of the day?
If you'd like, yeah.
Have I ever asked you what Connie and Dave wanted to name you outside of Greg? Was it always Greg?
Oh, dog. Oh, dog. Have your parents ever told you what they would name you if you were a girl?
No, but they did tell me what they were going to name me instead of Carter.
What's that?
You know this.
Oh, why am I forgetting? Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton.
It's
You know
so
about Big
good.
Ham.
It's so good. I mean, either way, Big Ham or Big Ton.
Oh, damn. Being called Ton is different.
Just special. Yeah, I wish they would have named you that so much every day. I always think about that. But if you had been a girl, do you think you would have just been Lillian?
Probably, yeah. Or Grace.
See, in my head, one of those two you could pull off, and one of those two you could not.
I couldn't pull off Grace.
Do you really want me to elaborate?
I actually no. Not at all.
One of those two you could definitely pull off, and one would be tough for you.
I feel like there's a lot of like indirect shade coming my way, but I can't decipher it.
Well, I'll shade myself. I know what my parents were going to name me if I was a girl, and it's awful.
Is it Anna?
Meredith. Cart, I would have been a Meredith. Crazy. But that's the thing. That's why I think in my head, I view Greg as the Meredith of boy names.
I could kind of see that. You also have like a Meredith shaped face.
That is the meanest thing either of us have ever said to each other.
Stop it. We
That
say
is
wait.
so much meaner than any weight joke that I have ever made at your
It was
expense.
meant in a respectful way. Have you never watched Sex in the City?
I have a Meredith shaped face.
Have you never like it's very soft and welcoming.
Oh, let me just Google search Meredith.
Search Meredith from Sex and the City.
Well, the most popular Meredith is Grey's Anatomy, right? That's a compliment.
Yeah, yeah. See, there you go.
Is that what you thought Sex in the City was? Is
Yeah,
there a
yeah. That's
Meredith?
what I meant. I meant Grey's Anatomy.
That's
Well,
crazy.
that's what I meant. Same thing.
Not the same thing at all. No.
Somewhat, semi the same thing.
Ah, maybe. Do you think that like if my parents are probably listening to this because they listen to everything. Your parents probably aren't listening to this because your parents don't know that you do this. Do you
Hmm.
think that like one day, like years down the line, do you think our children are gonna complain about their names the way we complain about ours?
Yeah,
Like you think Leon's gonna hate being named Leon?
yeah. Honestly, by the time they're like complaining about their names, like all my other friends, they just have singular letter names. Why do I have so many letters in my name?
I could see that.
I'm going to C's house. I'm going over H's. M's mom's making potato salad.
Crazy you think potato salad's still gonna be a thing 20 years from now?
I'm guessing you don't like potato salad, right?
No, of course not.
Yeah. I hate potato salad unless it's Travis Allen's Aunt Minnie,
Mm.
who I've never had potato salad like that ever in my life. It's a magical, magical dish. Let's get to the YouTube comment of the day where we are the most compliant podcast going out on YouTube. Let's go with actually let's go with this one. Because I think this needs to be addressed, and I saw a lot of this. A lot of people asking for the Illinois and Purdue recap. Folks, if games are on Fridays, we record Monday mornings for the recaps, which means typically they will be out by Monday afternoon. So, do I appreciate you leaving your comment at 7:30 in the morning asking where the recap is? You're damn skippy. I do. I appreciate each and every one of you, some more than others, some less than others. It is what it is. But if you want your recaps, check in on the afternoon and you'll most likely get them. We're not ducking recaps.
Yeah, got a lot to get to too, right? Like it was Duke Carolina weekend. Our two teams played each other and had an altercation after.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to get to it all. We got it all up by lunchtime today on Monday that is. But
Can I ask you one question before we get to the Discord?
please.
What's your ideal day eating wise? Like, when is your breakfast? When's your lunch? When's your dinner?
Is it like a weekday or like a weekend? Because very in my head on a weekend, I'm like in let's eat fun, whatever I want mode usually. And then on
Uh-huh.
weekdays, I'm like locked in on the routine.
I'm gonna try to dabble a little bit, a little intermixture here. What's a Thursday looking like?
What's a Thursday looking like? Well, for me, normally we record for like 6 hours. So
Mhm.
I don't eat breakfast.
Nothing, just coffee.
Weekday, I haven't eaten breakfast on a weekday in 5 calendar years. So like coffee
That's
till
good.
1 or 2 p.m. Eastern, and then like two granola bars, maybe a banana, maybe mix in some fruit. Uh, get to dinner with having only eaten two granola bars and like a piece of fruit
And coffee.
and a lot of coffee, yeah. And then yeah, dinner can vary.
Dinner can vary. So are we having like a big dinner? Are we starving when dinner time comes around?
Usually starving when dinner time comes around. Yeah, maybe like usually like a meat and a side. Yeah.
Got it. What time we eating dinner? Like 5:30?
5:30 is the sweet spot.
Mm, that's early as hell.
That's when Murph eats for us right now.
Do we have a snack then? Like post like putting child down, maybe nighttime games on, like around 8, are we grabbing a snack?
I try not to eat past 8 p.m., but yeah, I give in more likely than I'd like to
Hey,
admit.
you really don't eat that much.
I mean, you've seen this with me on road trips.
Yeah, I tell this story to I tell this story. I haven't told this story to anybody because no one's asked. But if anyone did ask about our Big Ten to go road shows, the one thing I worried about the most was Greg's nourishment. No diddy. The kid just never ate.
Yeah.
You ate Chips Ahoy cookies that one trip, but like outside of that, did not eat.
Yeah, there were days on those trips where I would just like have a bag of chips and that was it for the day.
And you'd be fine.
Yeah.
You had more Jack and diets than food.
True. That still remains true, honestly. Yeah. Tough. What I mean, do you want to do your ideal day of eating?
It's always just like so off. My
Hard with
timing's
kids.
it is. But like typically I don't eat like actual breakfast. I'll have like a bar and coffee or something. And then typically have lunch probably around like 2 or 3. And then I don't eat dinner until like 9 or 10.
Okay.
So it's definitely late, definitely later than I want to, but my eating schedule is just not conducive to anything that anyone does.
Yeah.
If I could change it, I would.
Yeah.
I probably could change it.
It's hard to change.
Change sucks.
I'm looking forward to the same post Murph 3 months that I had though, where I just get like super healthy. I'm looking forward to that again because we're like we have a baby any second right now, honestly. But
Yeah. I'm at to change my eating schedule, I feel like though, because I want to have like family dinners.
I know that's the hard part.
But like my dinner time's never when like Meg or Leon want to eat.
And like right now it's hard because I'll be trying to like literally not eat and just do fasting, and then it's like, well, we got to sit down and have dinner, and then I'm not trying to be like an asshole dad who's like I'm not eating, you know?
I mean, you could.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. But you could. Should we get to the Discord comments?
Oh, I forgot we have to do those. Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, we do. Let's go ahead and get to those right now. As a matter of fact, join the Discord, please, for $9.99 a month, joining on your desktop. Link is in on our Twitter. Go check that out. One of the best ways to support us. Um, as always, we appreciate everyone's support and having financial support to support the time and hours that we put in really goes a long way. So one of the best ways to do that, one of the only ways to do that currently is by not only watching our content and spreading it, but also joining the Discord. So please do so. Let's go with all right, we start today with Malik Perry. This is for Greg. I don't know if you have a friend or whatever named Timor, but Timon is a meerkat, not what you said he was. So he's
Okay.
a meerkat, not a lemur.
Those two things are so disconnected. Like whether or not I have a friend named Timur. The second part's what he's trying to get at, right?
So you know what? Just it's Malik.
Uh,
How does my do the same thing every game and win? Down at halftime, chip away at the lead, play really good defense, and then just outright win. This team is weird.
who's
Also
that?
Malik, huh?
Is that MSU he's talking about?
How does my do the same thing every? I'm guessing he's talking about MSU. I don't know. When's MSU down at half and then chip away at the lead and then play really? I don't know. Malik, you really gotta use full words sometimes. Malik ending his flurry. Did anything fun this weekend?
Malik, first off, don't listen to that. You can talk however you want, you champ, you outright champ. You do what you want. It's your world and Cart's living in it. I did not do that much that was fun. No.
Oh, what did I do this weekend? Oh, wasn't fun for me, but began giving our son solid foods.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's the worst thing ever, man. It's there's food everywhere. It's like I mean, it's cute because he's cute and like he's loving it and he's really good at it too. But I'm just like, ugh. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, man. It just irks me. Uh, I Maynard, what's your favorite signature move in basketball? For me, it's the Angel Oop, where Angel Reese puts up a shot 5 feet from the basket, realizes it's not going, and says, "Oops, let me get a rebound," and repeats the process until she gets a bucket. It's unguardable.
That's a great phrase, the angel oop.
The Angel Oop.
Like
What's
that.
your favorite move? What's your favorite signature move in basketball?
My favorite signature move is I don't know if you can call it a signature move, but my favorite play that was a move was Trey Burke trying to backdoor steal the ball from the other point guard. Because before the Appling steal, he had done that like 4 times in the last month. So I remember vividly thinking like, oh, they have the ball. It's the final shot. But like Trey might just take it. And that became a
Hmm.
real thing.
Yeah. Also, like to this day, I refer to that as getting burnt.
Yeah, you just get
Like
ripped.
it became a thing. What's my favorite signature move in basketball? Honestly, any shit talk that happens after the basket is probably my favorite signature move. Um, I will give a shout out to I love a good sham god.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that highlight of Donovan Mitchell this weekend. He split the screen with his right hand, like threw the ball to split the screen and then shammed right after the split, finished with the same hand with the layup. Disgusting, disgusting move. So yeah, I'll give a shout out to that. I Maynard. Have you guys checked out Joe Tipton's Twitter lately? Been posting a lot of Euros these days.
Yeah. Tits and going global.
Yeah, also friend of the pod, Joe Tipton. I don't know if people know that out there, but us and Tipton, we're like this.
You and Tipton are twinskies?
Yeah, Twinskies. When I say boom, 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 real shooters over it on three. Shout out to Jamie Shaw. Let's see here. I Maynard. Rate your boy T.O.'s ACC awards vote. This is our good friend Terrence Oglesby, sorry, T.O. His ACC first team ballot is Cooper Flagg, Player of the Year, Chucky Hepburn, Maxime Renault, Chase Hunter, Hunter Salas, Coach of the Year Pat Kelsey, Defensive Player of the Year Jaden Zachary, Most Improved Player Tay Davis, and sixth man Duncan Powell.
9 out of 10.
It's pretty good. I agree with it. I think wholeheartedly. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm trying to think if we're missing anybody that no, that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah,
Good job,
9 out of
T.O.
10.
Yeah, not 10. Let's go. I Maynard. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if UNC doesn't make the tournament. I will not be surprised if they don't miss the tournament. Um, let's see here. I Maynard. But how about the balls on Shire to put Foster in during the middle of that war? What do you think he said to him before checking him in? Need y'all to role play this one for me.
You want to role play it?
I'll be Caleb Foster.
Okay. I'll be Shire. Button up. CF. CF.
Huh? What?
Go.
No, me and Jay are going to Miami after this game, coach.
Damn you.
I mean, come on. It is what it is. Sleeve Nash. Sleeve lines, week 3, 3-10. Greg, 15 and 17. He said he was going 5-0 and he ended up 1-4.
Oh no.
That's what sleeve lines do. They humble you. Carter, 14 and 18. This week's lines. Jeremiah Fears versus Georgia, over or under 18 and a half points.
Under.
Over. Cam Jones versus Xavier, over or under 32 and a half points, rebounds, and assists.
I don't know. Can I pass?
No, absolutely not.
I'd like to pass on this and get the -1. Like I get one tie. I'd like to pass on this one.
Okay, I guess you can get it. Okay. Trey Johnson versus Vanderbilt,
You
over or under.
you didn't pick.
Oh, over. Sorry.
Okay.
Trey Johnson versus Vanderbilt, over or under 21 and a half points.
Over.
Over as well. Enjoy conference week. Thank you. War chant, self accountability. I was wrong. TKR didn't score 30 plus. He only scored 29. Would like to see you guys in Champaign next season for a game. Also think it's a good idea to bring Dion with you. It would be a historic podcasting. I'd be scared to bring Dion to Champaign.
I wouldn't. I'll go to Champagne with anybody.
Uh, Anybody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. War chant once again. Greg, are you genuinely happy that Sparty saved the Big Ten? If being honest, I'm not sure I would feel good about it if I were you, since Carter was clearly reluctant to participate. Was it really saved? Carter, are you concerned at all your guys are getting sick from kissing the sweat that the Illini left there 7 weeks ago on the Spartan logo? We clean the floor 3 times a day at the Brez, just so you know.
Yeah, we were joking, Dion and I earlier, that if there was like an Evan Mia metric for being contagious, Illinois would be first in the country. They're just a very contagious basketball team. I thank you for the questions. Appreciate being asked about this. Save the Big Ten. It was saved. It absolutely was saved. I made it very clear from the jump. The goal was to make the story of this Big Ten season run through the state of Michigan again. That's exactly what it did. And do I wish that it was Michigan instead of Michigan State? Absolutely. But for one of the first times ever, I am firmly aligned with Tom Izzo, who is the greatest coach in this conference. As much as I've sat here and said, oh, Matt Painter and Brad Underwood are running the league. They were running the league because Tom Izzo took a 4 year, whatever you call it. What's it called when you go overseas? Like,
Sabbatical?
he took a 4 year sabbatical, and all of a sudden, Matt Painter made a tournament run. That's what
Hmm.
happened. So I like Matt Painter. He's a great coach. He's a genius. Tom Izzo also loves Matt Painter and Brad Underwood. They're both great coaches. But no, one of these guys is first ballot already in the Hall of Famer, and others have had varying levels of success for their whole careers. That's what this was about. Tom Izzo reminded people, I wish my first year head coach could have gotten over the hump and done it, but we weren't good enough. That's what it is. Am I
There's also
happy for him? Like, I I was rooting against my rival, of course, but I like this Michigan State team. That's not a bit. I love watching it. Do you think it's a bit? Do you think I'm lying when
no,
I say that?
no, I don't.
I like good basketball, man. This team is really fun to watch.
Yeah, I think people in the rivalry have a hard time thinking that you, even when the other team's playing good basketball, that you can enjoy it. Like it's just got to be constant. Like I hate that, I hate that, I hate that, no matter what.
I
When it does,
challenge people to tell me truly, like, to put yourself on a lie detector test. Watch this Michigan State team for 40 minutes, punk a really good team, and come out of it being like, I hate the way they play basketball.
there's a lot of people that I think feel that way though.
You can't.
Yeah,
You can't. You can hate the Michigan State fan base or you can hate the program as a whole, but this team rocks. They're fun.
yeah. War Chant, much of the Big Ten is limping into the end of the season. I feel impending doom for the league in the NCAA tournament. If Sparty gets upset, not much hope. End of flurry. Are you still standing on your Big Ten as a whole take? Because I feel like you've been pretty ahead of that as far as like the Big Ten's not going to have any second weekend teams or something like that.
Yeah, before seeing the bracket come out, I am standing on business with that. I predict that Michigan State will be the only team from the Big Ten to get out of the first weekend. I think Illinois, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Purdue are all too either inconsistent or have a fatal flaw that could come up in one of the first two games. And I think Michigan's losing no matter who they play in the first round. So, um, but that's draw dependent. Like what is actually realistic here is that one of the group I just said will make a Sweet 16, and it'll almost be entirely draw dependent random. But I am not like running to back that entire group that we just talked about to make March runs.
Who would be the funniest Big Ten team to be the only one that made a run to the Sweet 16?
I mean, my answer is gonna be shaded, but I think it would be hilarious if Michigan got there after how much everyone is like, this team actually stinks.
Yeah, that'd probably be the funniest, like most realistic option. Actually, UCLA would be kind of funny as well. Like after all this, it's just Mick Cronin's little self and Tyler Bilodeau.
The real answer is Indiana, truly.
Oh, yeah, that is.
If
After
they
all
kept
this,
this
Mike
going and the
Woodson
Woodson stuff became a real job conversation. But no, I'm not gonna lie, I have a folder of receipts. I have a folder of receipts.
of your receipts or
I
everyone's.
have a folder of receipts of Big Ten opponent fans in this 3 week stretch about so is Michigan the we all agree Michigan's the team that's gonna lose right away, right? I've got the receipts.
Hey, good to know you
We
got
all
them.
agree. We all agree Michigan should lose right away. They should, and your team should go further than Michigan. Just like they should have finished ahead of Michigan in the Big Ten standings. That's what those good teams should have done, Cart. They didn't do it.
Uh-oh. I'm
Tough.
so scared. I'm so scared of that folder.
Well, isn't it tough? Isn't it tough when a team who is definitively better than another team doesn't outperform them over a 20 game sample size? I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
Gosh, I hate when that happens.
I'm so scared of you sometimes.
March is going to be fun, man.
It should be. T Steffi, cheers, guys. I saw this discussion in the Discord and wanted to hear your expanded thoughts on it. What does Spartan Dog mean? And who is the GOAT? And what is your top five? Don't want to leave you out, Greg. So how about for Michigan? For Purdue, we love defensive dudes that are scrappy, work their asses off, give maximum effort, our leaders. So my personal top five in the Matt Painter era are Chris Kramer, Rafael Davis, Dakota Mathias, Grady Eifert, Mason Gillis.
Can I comment? And then I want your full answer in a second, but can I comment on that comment specifically?
Yeah, of course.
Love this question. Shout out to T Steffi. It was a fun discussion in the chat this weekend. I think I have a pretty good understanding of what a Spartan dog is that's going to be different than what your answer is. And it's kind of the Michigan State own perspective versus like a rival fan that sees it. But I think it's hilarious. Like listening to a Purdue fan give their top five Spartan dogs that played for Purdue, and it's a completely different archetype than Michigan State's. Like you just what did I hear a Grady Eifert?
Yeah, and the Dakota Mathias.
Great players, but like that's just like he's right. Purdue fans would put those five on like their all-time favorite hardworking Boilermakers, and Michigan State just is coming from a completely different place on their dogs.
Yeah, like well, one, there's a couple requirements. One, you gotta talk shit. That's a give. Like you gotta talk a certain level of shit. You also gotta be a part of the program for, you know, more than a year or two. And you also gotta like find success. Look, I love the Spartan Dog moniker. Sometimes I don't like it because I feel like it covers up for bad basketball players. Like, yeah, he's bad. He's a Spartan Dog, though. Like that's where you lose me on that. Um, so I think my list is gonna differ from a lot of Michigan State Spartans because my Spartan Dogs, like you got to be cold to be my Spartan Dog. So, like my top five, Draymond's one. Actually, fun question for you, Greg. Who's more of a Spartan dog, Kalen Lucas or Cassius Winston?
Um, I think by definition of what it actually is supposed to be, Kalen,
Yeah.
but I think your fan base might disagree with that.
Hmm.
My hierarchy is Aaron Henry, Draymond Green. Who's the third one? Oh, there's one that I sent the other day that I'm forgetting right now.
Is he what position? Big or what is he? It's not Tillman, right?
I don't remember. Maybe I'm just messing. It might. Oh, Mateen,
Oh,
which I
Mateen.
know
Yeah.
you're like out on Mateen, but the real answer is Draymond Mateen, and then Aaron Henry because he like singularly dragged a team to the tournament. I think people could put Kalen in. I think you could put Cassius in. My interpretation, like, what do I actually think Spartan Dog has become for Michigan State? It's supposed to be a statement on toughness. It's supposed to be a statement on like edge, chippiness to you. Like you got shit to you.
Hmm.
The best Michigan State players have always had that. And yes, you have to be a certain element of good to qualify for that. What I find funny about the term Spartan Dog is that it has become a thing that is entirely dependent on success, that sometimes can be out of a player's control. Early in AJ Hogarth's career, the fan base called him a Spartan Dog.
Hmm.
Then by the end of it, they were out on him. Late in Joey Hauser's career, they called him a Spartan dog. Early in Joey Hauser's career, they hated him. Max Christie left after a bad season, so he's not a Spartan dog. Like it moves. Like this year's team is a bunch of Spartan dogs because they've won a bunch of games. And they do have shit to them and edge to it and chippiness, but nobody was calling Jackson Kohler a Spartan dog as late as December, and now he's a beloved Spartan dog. So it to me,
Right.
it's just a way to say good.
Yeah, and it's got to be good. That's the thing. Like I love Trey Holloman, but like he's not in my top five Spartan dogs.
Oh, I think there are some people who would disagree with that, and I'd be okay with Trey kind of bucks my theory here because he is not definitively good enough to be that, but
He's in his own.
he's in his
It's
own world.
it's Jigathon. It's the Jigathon. He is in a, he's Jig.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd also
I say that Fears is an interesting one to keep an eye on because Fears right now, beloved Spartan dog on
mhm.
a championship team. And
Yeah.
if God forbid they're not a championship team in the future, I think your fan base will no longer view him as a Spartan dog.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's not the best thing when like things are removed from like you are a Spartan dog and they take it away as quickly as they give it.
Just kind of fluctuates, which is fine. Like I
Can I call T Steffi out?
sure.
So some of these guys in this list, I would constitute as like my guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I rock with them. Um, respectfully, like that's not what I'm pitching to like come to Purdue.
Eh, no, but I think that's just his list became like beloved role player types. I will say I think Ray Fell would have been considered a Spartan dog at MSU. I don't know about
Yeah, I
any
think
others he
so.
named. To me,
Yeah,
like the Michigan State interpretation of Purdue players would be like Lance Jones, honestly,
yeah. Honestly, yeah. I probably Edie too.
and Braden, just
Yeah,
like
I think Edie and Braden belong in that whatever list is on there
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Okay, all right. Always fun to see. Um,
Travion Williams, that would have been one.
See, why do I feel like mm, Purdue's fan base didn't like Travion? Because like he had too much of that, too much of the sauce.
Yeah, but that if it was Spartan fans with Purdue players, he would be one of the premier Spartan dogs, I think.
Travion Williams is my favorite basketball player of all time.
Yeah, great player.
Let's see what we got here. Shout out to G for making a soundbite appearance in the Illinois recap. Just Snacky said that. Gregory, any comment on that?
Love when that happens. That's always cool. Shout out to Illini Socials.
Yeah, that is cool when that actually does happen. I still enjoy that. I still remember when we first got in one and I was like losing. I'm like, holy shit, that's us. So it still is a cool thing. Um, let's see here. Do. All hail the Pope. I know y'all are BYU guys, but it's crazy that Pope and Kentucky have 8 top 15 wins. That is tied with the 78-79 Duke and 92-93 Indiana for most ever in a season. Do y'all think that stat means anything?
Yeah. Yes, we've talked about it a lot. Kentucky's wins against great teams mean a lot. Yes. They were
I
really
agree.
good against Missouri.
Yep. Malik Perry, Flurry coming up here, so lock in. Good morning. We'll try to be better with grammar because I can see Carter's brain working overtime. First off, Golden didn't deserve that technical. Fear said something. Yeah, that should have been like a all right, everyone like chill out. There didn't need to be a technical assess in that situation, in my opinion.
I
Um,
was fine with double text. I would have been really, really, really flustered if they only teed up Vlad because that was 100% a fears initiated incident, which is something he does all the time. And yeah, double text, fine, whatever. But that's just part of his game.
gotta stick up for you guys. Malik Perry, Greg is right about senior day kissing the floor. The other team don't have to respect it or comply with it. Michigan didn't break no rules. Um, this is for the orange peel eating Illinois fans. Can't remember which one it was, but Cam Ward, congratulations on your accolade. Saying all he can do is dunk is a representation of how hurtful your season has been. Stop watching the short videos and do real research on a player. All right then.
I love that
Um,
energy, though. I love that.
Illinois fans, once again, it's amazing how you peel eaters was saying we can't beat Purdue while sucking on your orange juice. Then after you won, I get you was right. Nope, a sassy ass comment saying don't tell me about my roster.
I love peel eaters. I gotta use that.
Last one on the orange team. If DGL ain't getting 20 minutes next year, Brad wasted his time. Cause why is bum Hummer House? Yes, I meant to spell his name that way, and Boswell getting so much more playing time. Ty Rogers, if you stay, I will lose some respect for you. Can I get a quick Ty Rogers update from you? Where is he like? We think there's any chance he's back or is he gone?
Country roads take me
Take
home
me home.
to the place. I can miss my elbow jumpers, West Virginia. Yeah.
Amani Hansberry, take me home. Sincere. Let's see. Malik Perry once again. Now back to my team, a future mental ward member. There's there's one guy I want to see get mad, and that's Carr. I want to see him. I want to see a I'm going to destroy them on his face. Trey Holloman is crazy. His interview after the game had me second guess his mindset. Keep an eye out for him on the next 15 years. Greg, will Dusty be more prepared for the rival games next year?
I mean, I think he was prepared this year. His team's a lot worse.
Better team.
Yeah, which was not apparent before the first matchup. It's been extremely apparent since.
Yep. Let's see here. Tune. How about a Big Ten tourney seed line points win per draft? I'll let you guys decide the rules. Big Ten tourney seed line. Oh, like when we draft Big Ten teams. I don't think you can do that because some teams are going to play more games. Like teams have buys, so I don't think that would necessarily work. But if it could, Greg will find a way. Last one, War Chant. In the words of the now retiring Rob Judson for Illinois rivalries, we hate them all. What are your thoughts on hate?
A lot of hate in the world.
There's a lot of hate in the world.
I'm trying to fill my life with less of it. Is
Mm,
that it for today?
that is it for today.
Okay, great job, everyone. That was a spirited day of comments. Appreciate our awesome community in the Sleepers Discord. Join the discourse, the number one way to support this show and make it sustainable for us into the future as sponsor questions still linger for us while we try and make daily college basketball content and beyond into the offseason. Cart, let's get straight to the show. Big Ten tournament is here. It officially starts on Wednesday, one of the later tournament beginnings. We're going to have previews and recaps of all of the games in the Big Ten tournament on the channel. Carter and I will be on all of those until my baby comes, and then Dion will backfill me whenever that happens. Could be any day now. So stay tuned for all of that. We also have this for all the other big conferences: Big 12, SEC, ACC, Big East, and exciting week. Best time of year. Anyways, I would like to, before the tournament begins, now that we have the bracket, go through and decide who's going to win every single game and see how much you and I agree on this card.
Let's do it.
Okay. Do you want to do it individually and I do it individually, or should we do it together?
I think we can do it together. I like us versus them.
Okay. I wish we had a coin flip for tie breaks.
I think we can get to it. Okay, you get to pull rank once. I get to pull rank once.
Yeah, but then I don't know because we always just pull rank with our teams. I feel like
I mean, we know how this is gonna go. I'll give in.
I'm gonna do an online coin flip app when needed. Okay. All right.
Okay.
But before we actually go game by game with the bracket, quick thoughts. Who are teams you're keeping an eye on in a good way and teams you're keeping an eye on in a bad way coming into this tournament?
Mm, I mean, teams I'm keeping an eye on in a good way. Probably, probably Maryland. I think is who I want to see. Like, I want to see how far they go, and then teams I'm keeping an eye on in a bad way. Actually, Illinois. Because I think a lot of people
Really?
are like feeling good about them and their 3 game win streak where Trey White's hitting threes. I'd just be interested to see if that like I could see them going out immediately.
As far as draw goes, I think Illinois and Wisconsin got kind of screwed. Wisconsin has to play an extra game just to get to UCLA, just to get to Michigan State.
Mm.
Whereas Illinois has to play an extra game just to get to Maryland, just to get to theoretically Purdue. So yeah, I don't love those spots. Having to win 4 games and 3 really tough games does not seem super beneficial to either of them. As far as teams positive, I have a few teams that I've circled that I think motivationally will want this couple I just mentioned. I do think, despite the tough draws, Wisconsin and Illinois will show up trying to win this tournament. Those are teams that have a little extra depth. Think about teams like Maryland and Purdue that only really play their 5 starters. Like, do they really want to win 4 games this week? I don't know. Michigan State's a tough one because, in theory, they shouldn't necessarily care all that much about this. They should care more about the NCAA tournament run that's upcoming. But there's some psychos that I think would probably relish in an opportunity to win the Big Ten tournament too. Um, and that would be, you talk about the wins record they tied Purdue for, 17 wins. Purdue didn't follow that up with a Big Ten tournament banner. So Michigan State could kind of send a shot at them and say, hey, we are the winningest team in Big Ten recent history. I think Indiana is definitely motivated to make a deep run. They've been playing great since Woodson. And my last one I would just shout out, I think Purdue may try and get this one.
Think
Yeah, because I think looming over this is the fact that maybe they know there's not a huge deep March run coming, but this is a program that values Big Ten banners in a big way. And coming off their first regular season where they didn't win the title of the Braden Fletcher era, I could see them with the best guard, best big, arguably best X's and O's coach in the league making a serious run at this.
Yeah. Also, you're gonna hate this. You're gonna have to sneakily watch out for Ohio State because I think they need to win games to make sure they're actually good.
Yeah, teams on the first day that need wins right now, Ohio State and Rutgers are the two. Everybody else is pretty much completely out of the NCAA tournament, but in
Hmm.
theory, Ohio State and Rutgers could kind of have the firepower to make a run.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go game by game. First game, Northwestern and Minnesota.
So I got both these teams. I kind of want Northwestern in this spot.
Yeah, I've been more impressed with Northwestern in the back half of the season by a lot. Just looking it up to see what these two teams did when they played. Northwestern just beat Minnesota at the barn by 12 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I like Northwestern.
All right, so Northwestern advances. Iowa and Ohio State, you're going the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Buckeyes. They need it.
Any chance we get like the random inspired? Because that's what Iowa just did to Nebraska, right? Nebraska needed it. Iowa
Hmm.
bounced them from the Big Ten tournament, and now it's like maybe this is Fran's last run.
Yeah. Also in Indy, didn't the last time they won it was in Indy?
They made it to the final, yeah, that one year in Indy.
I think they won it that year. You were in Indy.
Did they win it?
Yeah,
Wow.
with Bohan in that team.
Are you I to me, this feels like a Jake Diebler letdown spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Bruce
Like
Thornton and Diebler
as
blown
we just went through that whole like, oh yeah, Ohio State they need to stack up some wins and they lose the first day to Iowa.
to Diebler or to Fran and yeah, I let's go Iowa if you're good with
Okay.
that.
Yep, I'm
Okay,
good.
and then USC and Rutgers.
So I want as much as anything to not pick Rutgers in this box. That they're just not that great, but USC is bad.
Yeah, USC is completely dead. So
Yeah, Rutgers.
maybe Rutgers get some confidence too. I think
Yeah,
it will be one of those things. The general crowd will be rooting for Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey.
100%.
Yeah. All right. To the round of eight, starting with Indiana and Oregon. Or wait, no, this is sorry, it's all messed up now. There's technically 12 teams left in the field at this point, but this is the second round, round
Yeah, it's a
before the
set.
quarterfinals.
Yes, it's the 8-9 matchup.
Indiana, Oregon.
I got Indiana.
You believe it?
I believe it. I also thought that they had a really good chance to beat Oregon at Oregon, and they let that get away. Um, and I also thought that they thought they were jobbed a little bit in that game. So I think they're motivated. They're playing actually good basketball right now. Um, I think they get Oregon this time around.
In the state of Indiana, too.
Yep, it'll be a home game for them.
Yeah. Okay. I do wonder, how do you think the West Coast teams will fare in a week like this where they have to spend a week in Indiana? It's kind of
I think they're
interesting.
going to be terrible.
Yeah, I kind of do too. All right, so let's put
I think
Indiana
there's a world
through.
where none of the West Coast teams even pick up a win in this.
As a Michigan State fan, do you want Indiana again? One of the only three teams that got you.
Yes,
You definitively want them again.
I'm sick of this shit.
See, that's exactly what Michigan State needs to get up for this tournament is Indiana on a platter for them.
Please.
And if you get like if Trey Holloman and Fears and Akins get that in round one, I think y'all are gonna just be like, all right, we're here.
Yeah.
And if you
Everyone
get
like
Oregon, I would feel the other way because Oregon kind of feels like they let one slip against you the first time.
very true. Very
Yeah.
good point.
All right. So Indiana advances to take on Michigan State. We got Northwestern and Wisconsin. I no hesitation. I'm going to take Wisconsin.
I'm gonna take Wisconsin as well.
All right. Wisconsin advances. We got Iowa and Illinois. Little quote unquote rivalry game here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Illinois. I think Illinois handled them pretty easily the first time.
Just comes down to like, does Iowa hit a bunch of threes? But yeah, Illinois was so decisively better than Iowa. I think you got to go Illinois. And
Yeah,
then Purdue, Rutgers. Purdue swept Rutgers, blowouts both games. I'm taking Purdue.
Purdue as well.
I said it. I think Purdue will be motivated as we do this. I also want to know Purdue got the best draw here by far.
Easily.
They're the two teams they're going to play in the first round. They went 3-0 against, average margin of victory by 22, and then they
Yeah,
get a lame duck Michigan team the next round. Like this
yeah,
is Purdue got the perfect draw to make a run here.
100%.
Into the quarterfinals, Indiana Michigan State rematch.
I got Michigan State.
You think it's a close game or no?
No, I don't.
Like run them off the floor, run it up, kiss the Big Ten logo?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I like Michigan State. UCLA against Wisconsin.
I,
I like the Badgers.
for sure.
Yeah,
Not scared at all. What happened? Well, they'll get Klesmit back, which I think will be big. I like Wisconsin.
they get Klesmit back. Wisconsin lost by 2 at Pauley Pavilion earlier this year, but the
Mm.
offense was humming. It worked well. They shot 50% from three. I think they're fine.
End of the season stuff doesn't deter you at all.
No, I think they were just caught sleepwalking, and they won't be sleepwalking for this. Wisconsin made a Big Ten title game appearance last year in this tournament. They get up for it. I see it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I do. I have the West Coast concerns that you have too with UCLA. And it's one of those, not always, but there are spots where I think it's better to be the team that's already played a game against the team that's
Mm,
been waiting for the quarterfinals game. I think
true. Yeah,
Wisconsin will benefit from that against UCLA.
I can see that. Yep.
Okay. To the next one, Illinois and Maryland. Great game.
That is a great game. I'm gonna go Maryland.
Maryland destroyed them in the regular season
Hmm.
in State Farm by
With no big T,
21.
with no big T, right? Yeah,
There was no Big T, correct?
no big T. Not this same lineup. I'm gonna go Maryland though.
Just think
I
they're
think Maryland's a
better.
better team. Yeah, I think they're better.
Yeah, I agree. I just think if I'm Illinois, I'm pissed I got this draw because Maryland's one team I just don't feel all that good about. So
Yeah,
Queen can get out and guard the perimeter with Big T and kind of just neutralizes what they want to do.
yeah.
So I'll take Maryland. All right, then you have Purdue, Michigan. I think Purdue will destroy Michigan.
I think Purdue will win.
Yeah. Okay. So to the semis, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Maryland, Purdue. This would be a fun semis at this point. Michigan State, Wisconsin was a great game the first time. Michigan State separated late at the Breslin Center. Who do you got?
Ah,
It's hard to pick against Michigan State in any one game.
it is hard to pick him, but also I think that Wisconsin did almost get Michigan State where they got zero from Tanji, but and they didn't hit any shots. I think that Wisconsin's also in a spot where they need wins more than Michigan State needs wins, so seeding wise. I think Wisconsin gets Michigan State in the semis.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to do you a favor and pick Michigan State, and we're going to flip a coin. It's the first game that we've disagreed on this. Uh, I get what you're saying, and I think in general I wouldn't bet Michigan State to win this tournament because the odds aren't good enough. They're like plus 280 or something.
Uh,
But any individual game, like you line up Michigan State against Wisconsin, who's going to win? Now we're there. I can't pick Wisconsin, man. I just can't. I can't. I don't see it. There's only two teams I think in this tournament can get Michigan State. Wisconsin is one, Maryland is the other. But head to head, I'm still taking Michigan State. So do you want heads or tails?
heads.
Thought you always pick tails. I just flipped and it is tails, which means I get it, which means Michigan State advances. That's a weird win for you. Michigan State in the final, they get either Maryland or Purdue. Who you got?
I think that Maryland wins that game.
I got Purdue.
Got Purdue.
I got Purdue. And I think Purdue's hoping to not see Michigan State in the final. But if they get anybody but Michigan State, Purdue's my pick to win this tournament.
It's a good pick. What's their odds? Do you know?
650.
Those are nice.
They're basically all of the middle of the pack teams are 650. Them, Wisconsin, Maryland, somebody else was similar. I think Illinois is 750. But all
I
right,
like it.
heads or tails?
I'm gonna go heads.
It's heads. So you get Maryland into the final. Michigan State, Maryland round two. It came down to a full court heave the first time. Who you got?
Michigan State.
Interesting.
I I'm oversimplifying this a little bit, but I don't know if Michigan State's gonna lose to a team that's only five deep.
I think I agree with that.
I think that's how I feel about it. You need something else from somebody. Like we're not gonna five guys do it.
Especially on day three of this tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's also Kevin Willard.
yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
think if you get Maryland or Purdue in the final on the final day of legs, I completely agree with you. Really, the dangerous spot for Michigan State is the Wisconsin game.
Yeah. For me, this is how I'm looking at this. If Michigan State makes it to the Big Ten title game,
Yeah,
they're winning against whoever's on the other side.
yeah.
I just have doubts if they get there.
What's the team that would scare you most from the other side? It might be Illinois,
It
right?
might be Illinois. I think Illinois.
Because Maryland and Purdue's depth will kill them against Michigan
Yeah.
State in that
I think
spot.
Illinois, they got like the new lineup, great positional size.
But even
Want
that, if I'm you, I welcome another Illinois game. Like I'm like, yeah, check ball, let's go.
I mean that they have incentive to want to get back at us.
Yeah.
So
So does Michigan, but you want that matchup. Like,
I don't know if Michigan knows that they have incentive.
I think they know now.
Do they?
I think they know now. Yeah, but I'm good. Let's go Michigan State. To me, the one spot to be scared of for Michigan State is Wisconsin, UCLA.
Hmm.
Whichever one of those you get, because UCLA beat them, and Wisconsin's good enough to beat them. But if you
Yeah.
if you get through that and get to the title, I agree, it's Michigan State.
Is there any world where Michigan's in the Big Ten title game?
No,
None whatsoever.
Card, I don't think there's a world they win a game in this tournament. Zero chance.
Yeah. I mean, but you beat Purdue once. Sorry.
Topic two today, the all Chad Baker-Mazara team. I sent this to you and Dion in a group chat, and Dion, I think, interpreted it a completely different way than I did. So that's kind of fun. He was like, oh, Draymond Green's got to be there. I can't wait to hear who else you come up with. So he's looking for like instigator asshole types that, like, from 30 years ago, we want to bring back to college. My original way I was viewing this was just guys who are way too old and need to get out of this sport. But like, if we could humorously bring them back, it would be funny. That's how I was
Yeah.
viewing this.
Yeah, that's how I want to view it.
Okay, so let's come up with the all Chad Baker Mazara team. Who are some like 26-year-old dudes that we actually wish would come back to college basketball again?
Oh, wait. So we got to wish they'll come back, though. Is
Well,
that part of it?
do you want Baker Mazara back or no?
Yes.
Because he's chaotic and fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like old, but like I want them back
Or just like I don't know, like what else are they gonna do,
because
right?
there's some on this team that I have a first like, oh, get a job, like get move on team.
But I think that this is threading the needle because I think the all Chad Baker Mazara team should be guys that should go get a job. But the reason they're not is because, like, where else would they go? And they actually do kind of make college basketball entertaining in some way, you know?
Okay. That's very okay. I have the perfect candidate for on this team.
Okay, who?
Shooter.
Trevin Nell?
Dog, he's 26.
Yeah, okay, we can start with Trevin
I
Nell.
know it's not his fault because like he went on a mission trip, but like dog, he was in the high school recruiting class of 2017.
Okay, so right now our team is Trevin Nell and Chad Baker Mazara. You know who I think is a non-negotiable, has to be on the team, and you are definitely going to disagree?
Who?
Hunter Dickinson.
Like want him to come back.
Like, if he could come back, he should. He should play his college basketball as long as he possibly can at this point. And just
Okay, that's
be the
pretty good.
dickhead villain.
Okay, I kind of like that.
And I have
Okay.
one more that I think applies.
Who?
Caleb Love.
That yeah, I feel like those are the two. Those two guys got to be back, right?
Caleb, and it's like Caleb Love, Chad Baker Mazar, and Hunter Dickinson are kind of each all wired like the same way, you know? Problematic, weird, get out of here, guys.
That's a great team.
All right, so we have Caleb Love, Trevin Nell, Chad Baker Mazara, Hunter Dickinson. We need like a four or a three, I guess. Got any ideas for our last spot on the all Chad Baker Mazara team?
Oh, how old? I'm just trying to see how old this guy is. Seth Towns isn't still playing basketball, is he?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I mean, you never truly know nowadays. I mean, Stephen Ashworth has a family, but we need a four.
I mean, we could force Ashworth on the floor and be guards. He does have family. They hire babysitters.
They don't have family. How old is the
Parker
youngest?
Fox is an option.
See, I don't want Parker Fox to come back.
Okay, that's fair.
Let's put Peyton Sanford at our four.
Ooh, but I don't want him back.
You don't?
No.
What about like Tyson Dagenhart?
Or like who else? Like Coleman, Great Osibor.
It's Coleman.
It's just Coleman.
It's Coleman.
All right, so that means our all Chad Baker-Mazara team: Caleb Love, Trevin Nell, Chad Baker-Mazara, Coleman Hawkins, Hunter Dickinson.
Okay, hear me out here.
That team might be nasty.
That team might rock, man.
They
Who's our
might be.
coach?
They might be perfect.
Who's our coach?
I think honestly, I think it would have to be Brad.
Brad. Yeah.
It would have to be someone who's comfortable dealing with pure chaos.
Yes, it is Brad.
All right. What do you think if they were dropped in this college basketball season in place of Illinois, where do
In the
you
Big
think they would
Ten,
go? Oh, in the Big Ten and then into March.
they win the Big Ten. Um, they lose first round.
Okay.
They don't have enough players to field a five.
And like just in a chaotic way too.
Yeah, like there's a like you remember that game where Bam was playing 5-on-3 with Sexton?
Yep.
Yeah, that's like Caleb Love.
Yeah, I could see that. Final topic today, I'd like to rank the 20 most dangerous teams heading into the NCAA tournament. So obviously we don't know the bracket. I don't want this to be a draw dependent cart. I just want to basically, out of the entire pool of all teams in college basketball, 1 to 20, prioritize the teams we think are the most dangerous to the 20th most dangerous heading into postseason play. You can define danger however you'd like. I'm not necessarily just looking for good. I'm looking for dangerous.
Danger, like what if they're dangerous to themselves?
That would be pretty dangerous.
That would be very
I think that'd be
dangerous.
pretty dangerous. So
Okay,
I'm excited to see where you help me take this one. Let's start at the top and work our way down. Who do you think should be the most dangerous team in college basketball?
Duke. Yes.
Duke at their most dangerous is more dangerous than Auburn at their most dangerous.
Yes, because Auburn at their most dangerous also self-harms.
This is true. Okay. I'm fine with Duke. So they're the
Auburn
most
two.
dangerous team.
Auburn two.
Auburn at two.
Auburn at two.
Okay. Who's the third most dangerous team? That seems like the consensus top two. But who's third?
It's either Florida or Bama.
I think I will add to this just the way I'm viewing danger. Danger is like you're the opponent that day, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Houston. It's three.
You would put Houston three. See, I was going to use that point to argue against Houston over like Florida.
Oh, really?
Because Houston's defense is incredible, but like if you make shots against Houston, you'll be in it. I
Okay,
don't
I
know
see
that
where
they have the offensive pop to
I
just
see
like
I see
get you
where
out.
you're going. I see where you're going with the thought process now. So I think Florida would be third for me, and then I would actually put Bama, Bama after,
Auburn, Florida, Bama, then Houston.
then Michigan State.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So the other thing I would say I like is like you're going through this Duke is Duke, Auburn is Auburn. They got National Player of the Years. Florida, what makes them dangerous? Walter Clayton is on the court, and they got killers. You go to four Alabama. What makes them dangerous? Mark Sears could end you the way that
Mm,
he gamed Auburn. So I like that angle. Duke, Auburn, Florida, Alabama. You want Michigan State fifth over Houston?
yes.
I need the argument on it. I
Star guard players want to bite your face off.
think Houston bites a lot of faces off.
Who's better, Los or Jace Richardson?
Jace.
Who are you more scared of in March, Jace or Los?
More afraid of. No, I'm not. I'm most afraid of Michigan State. You could have put Michigan State one on this. I wouldn't even be that upset.
Who's more dangerous, Jace or Uzan?
I feel like we're disrespecting Los right now, but we can put Michigan State five. That's fine. Houston
Houston
can't
six.
drop much worse than six.
Houston six.
Houston six. Okay.
I'm doing this in favor of Houston too. They need to feel some disrespect.
Duke 1, Auburn 2, Florida 3, Alabama 4, Michigan State 5, Houston 6. Who's the seventh most dangerous team? If you had Michigan State, don't you got to have St.
Saint,
John's
I was
close
gonna go
by?
St. John's at this next spot.
Okay. What puts Houston ahead of St. John's but not ahead of Michigan State?
So,
Like, should it be Michigan State then St. John's then Houston?
but Houston can't be that far back. Okay, can I retroactively put Houston ahead of Michigan State, then go Michigan State, St. John's?
I like that.
Okay, let's do that.
Houston 5, Michigan State 6, St. John's 7.
And then I was thinking about just to walk you through my thought process here, working through teams that have underachieved but are still kind of scary if they achieve.
Who's that to you?
Like Gonzaga is still dangerous, right? Not at all.
Dangerous enough, but I don't think there's any team that's going to like see Gonzaga in their region and be like shaking.
See, the thing is, like, once we get into these like dangerous kind of parts of this, like I think Maryland's dangerous, but they're coached by Kevin Willard.
Can I make a pitch to you?
Yes.
There's two teams, maybe three teams that are still existing out here that are like just tough outs.
Hmm.
That I don't know how high on the danger scale I put them, but they're tough. They're kind of like watered down Houston.
Yeah.
Iowa State, Texas Tech, Tennessee.
Mm.
Tennessee, you can make the argument Lanier could win them a game, and that's scary. I think you can do the same with Texas Tech with Darion Williams. Iowa State, I actually don't think has that dude. I guess Curtis Jones
Can
or
can the
Gilbert.
order of that be Tech, Tennessee, Iowa State?
I'm fine with that, but the one question I have before we do that little trio, this feels a little chalky. It's not all that dangerous. It's just chalky right now.
I think we're gonna get into some dangerous teams soon here.
There's the group of teams that have we could just hang 110 on you and there's nothing you can do about it. Those teams are dangerous to me, and the teams that hit that for me, Illinois, BYU, Kentucky, Louisville. All four of them on a random night could shoot 60% from three.
Can't Dun Missouri fall in that group? Um,
For whatever reason, I'm not going to give Missouri that respect, just given Caleb Grill, Tony Perkins, Mark Mitchell, and like I can't buy that personnel. I
okay.
can buy it with like we've seen Kentucky beat the very best teams. Honestly, I would argue Kentucky should be higher on this list, given how good they've been in big games.
I'm just they got like they don't have their best player, I think. They're
And
banged
without them,
up.
they just went and smacked Missouri at Missouri. They're good, man. And it's in a dangerous way where there's nothing you can do about it if they shoot 55% from three.
Mark Pope.
We'll see what Pope is at Kentucky.
If you want to put Kentucky here, he's the last of those teams that are most dangerous. Like I think BYU, I think Louisville. Um,
I think their track record in big games makes them the most dangerous.
actually, Illinois is definitely the last of those teams.
You just so where do you this group I'm talking about like the high upside shooting could just go nuclear one night teams. Do you think they belong behind the Tennessee, Iowa State, Texas Tech trio? Like if you're Michigan State, would you rather see Tennessee or Kentucky?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but which one scares you more?
Actually, not Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah, they don't scare me.
All right, I want it on record that I disagree with the way Cart's framing this, but I'm fine to succumb to your wishes here.
Succumb, damn it.
I will succumb for you.
Good grief, man.
I'm succumbing all over the place right
All
now.
right.
I am.
All right.
I
Uh,
am.
That's enough. You were on the right track though with the BYU and Louisville thing. Those teams are dangerous, especially like Louisville. They scare me.
I think I'm right. I don't think I'm on the right track. Those teams are dangerous. They're terrifying. You're just like, yeah, I'm not afraid of anyone. I'm a Michigan State fan. Like,
No, no, I'm afraid of those teams.
all right, so you want Texas Tech, then Tennessee, then Iowa State?
Yes.
All right, that's our order. That's our official top 10. Duke, Auburn, Florida, Alabama, Houston, Michigan State, St. John's, Texas Tech, Tennessee, Iowa State. I would like the group of four that I just said to be next.
That's fine because I have a group of teams where I'm scared of player.
Okay, so I want Kentucky at 11. I actually want Louisville 12. I want BYU 13. And I want Illinois 14. You good with
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. What's your scared of player group?
Scared of Purdue and Braden Smith. I am I am actually walk with me here. I am scared of Arizona Caleb Love and March thing. I know you're not going to get there, but that's where I'm coming from.
I can
I'm
get
also
there.
I'm also scared of Cam Jones and Marquette.
On the Caleb Love point, I would like to also throw Wade Taylor into the mix.
That's a good one. Yep.
And I think Texas A&M also adds like you got to be physically ready for us today.
Yep. That's a good one.
Okay. So we like is that the group of four then that's next? Basically Purdue, Arizona, Texas A&M, Marquette.
Yes. Maybe okay, does Oregon find its way into this?
No,
Okay.
that's too cute. I'd like Texas A&M first at 15th because I think that's a different challenge physically.
Let's go A&M. Let's go Purdue. Let's go Arizona Marquette.
Purdue at 16, Arizona 17, Marquette 18. We have two spots left. Teams we haven't said. Wisconsin, Tanji could be scary for anyone. Maryland, Derek Queen in the front court could be scary for anyone. We haven't said Gonzaga. We haven't said Kansas. I don't
I'm
really think anyone
I,
else in the country is all that scary.
I'm obligated to be scared of Dan Hurley in March.
You're right.
So you can put him at 19 or 20. I'm scared.
We're gonna put UConn. Should UConn be higher?
No,
You don't think so?
no. They want to be here too.
I kind of feel like they're more dangerous. Like,
I'm more scared of Dan Hurley than Buzz Williams.
no, I've been saying all year I want UConn in March. I can't run from that now.
I can run from it.
I want UConn 19th.
I want UConn one.
Do you actually want to put them that high?
No, 19 feels right.
They've been playing good, man.
Ah, is Indiana 20?
Memphis?
No. Okay, some candidates here.
I think it's got to be Kansas or Gonzaga. But the thing
Uh,
is, you and I are both sitting here like we're not afraid of either of those teams. But
I'm more afraid of Kansas than Gonzaga.
I think so too.
Yeah.
All right. So are we moving UConn around at all? Kansas gets the 20th spot, but are we moving UConn around at all?
I want UConn at 20, Kansas at 19.
Fine.
I want them to just get in there because
All
of
right,
Buzz.
so the 20 most dangerous teams in March Madness. Duke 1, Auburn 2, Florida 3, Alabama 4, Houston 5, Michigan State 6, St. John's 7, Texas Tech 8, Tennessee 9, Iowa State 10, Kentucky 11, Louisville 12, BYU 13, Illinois 14, Texas A&M 15, Purdue 16, Arizona 17, Marquette 18, Kansas 19, UConn 20.
Feels right.
One big thing presented by YouTube's compliance department. What do you got?
My one big thing is I love disrespecting traditions. I'm going to implement the disrespecting of traditions in my normal everyday life moving forward. Um, and everyone around me is going to do so as well. My son's going to disrespect other kids at the pediatrician's office. My dog on walks disrespects other dogs' peas, their traditions. So I'm in the market for looking for traditions to disrespect. So please follow me on Twitter and let me know if you know of any that need disrespecting. I will be willing.
So then, to be clear, you stand with Michigan.
For
You
some reason,
stand at half court disrespecting Michigan State's tradition.
I stand for disrespect. Yeah,
Wow.
I if who's sleeper's rival?
Got a few.
Yeah, I'm not respecting them. I'm just not.
I am.
That's you.
Woof woof.
F their tradition.
Respect all traditions.
Never.
Respect them. Get off my logo. I got
Fat, fat.
fat, fat. You fat.
Fatty, 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 2x4.
I still can't get over Kalen Lucas. I gotta call Trey Holloman and thank him for standing up for me to fat Brooks. Oh
Oh,
man. My one big thing, hmm, hmm. I love this time of year. There's a there's a vibe to every second that I'm awake right now. I live
yeah,
for this.
yeah.
What is that?
I'm vibing.
Okay. I love March and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Nice crab hat. We'll see y'all tomorrow.